Hello, I'm Dr. Stephanie Ray, and if you're looking to master your pageant interview, then you've come to the right place. As a former state and national title holder myself, I've been through the whole process and have gone on to study and become a professional in numerous fields that relate to communication and social psychology, and really helping you shine your brightest in these kinds of situations. So in the last video, I mentioned that there are three general approaches that people might take to an interview situation. They might be a bungler and miss opportunities to shine their brightest in a situation that, they asked them something and they just bungled away that opportunity to influence the judges. They could be a smuggler, where they bring in information that isn't accurate or true, doesn't really reflect them. That is a technique I do not recommend. And the third way, the way to really win the crown, is to be a sleuth. And a sleuth is just another word for being a detective. So using your head and using the clues around you to take advantage of different opportunities to help the judges see that you're the best fit for that title, that you should hold that position. So how do you do that? Well, there's numerous ways, but I'll just try and give you a couple tips here. One way of doing it is to research the pageant that you're in, and I mean below the surface level. So for instance, if you're in a petite pageant or any pageant, know who the sponsors are, and if they have some particular connection to the theme of the pageant, or if the pageant has a platform or a cause. Know what kind of experiences this pageant has had in the past, and be prepared for any of their highlights or scandals in case people ask you about them. Understand what they tend to look for in a queen and the general vibe that they have, whether it's more community interest oriented or glamour oriented or some combination thereof. For instance, the pageant that I was in, a petite pageant, I knew who the judges were. That information was given to us in advance, and one of them was a high-ranking official in one of the sponsoring organizations, a clothing designer line. Well, it turned out that it was good that I kind of studied up on the sponsors ahead of time and the judges ahead of time, because that question came up in the pageant interview in terms of what did I think about petite fashion. So if you're going to be in a pageant for plus-size women or older women or petite women or whatever it is, know some things about it. What are some things that matter in petite fashion? I was able to say something about that judge's company and what they had been doing lately. And it was a great opportunity to show how well prepared I was and how I'd be able to handle myself in front of a crowd were I to take home the title and be doing a lot of personal appearances. Now, one of my friends, somebody who came to be a friend of mine from the pageant, she accidentally bungled away that same opportunity because that sponsor, that line, was from her home state, and she hadn't taken the time to understand who the sponsors or the judges were, and so she missed the opportunity to shine her best and her brightest in that case. So research the pageant, understand as much as you can about that in advance, and then also keep in mind about you. What do you know about you? Or at least what did you tell the judges in your paperwork? Because very often they'll have that in front of them to help spur some of their questions during the pageant interview. So if you told them about some particular hobby or your favorite book or your dream vacation, whatever it was that you told them about in there, you should know a few facts about it. Who is your favorite photographer? Know some things about your dream vacation place, or whatever it is. If you kind of get a blank look on your face when they ask you a question about something that you've put on your paperwork, that's not going to reflect well on you. And all the better if you can use that information to tie in to how it'll help you be a better queen, or shows that you're sensitive to people and situations, that you can solve problems on your feet. They're going to be more likely to select you, because all of the pageant contestants are beautiful. So what's going to set you apart, what's going to make you a queen instead of a princess, is what comes out of your mouth. So please do sleuth. I wish I could say more, but I suspect this video is already getting long. So please go to my website, PageantToPhD.com, for more information. Take a peek at Pageant Interviewing Success Made Easy. That's my book, and it just goes into so much detail from before the pageant, all throughout the pageant, and after, to help you make it a really worthwhile experience, not just while you're doing it, but because a pageant is just the beginning. If you approach it with the right kind of attitude and you'll find that it just transfers into other areas of your life. And if you like this video, please check out the other ones. There's already some others out there, and we're planning on releasing more along the way. So subscribe to the channel and comment or question, and perhaps that will give us some fodder for some future videos for you too. Okay, thank you. It's a social issue, like childhood abuse or domestic violence. It doesn't have to be negative things, though. It can be something that's positive.